G'day, Joel Rasmussen from Fight News Australia here, backstage at Demolition, talking to the man who runs the place, Mr. Wayne Carl. Wayne, how are you feeling? The show's wrapped up. We're packing up. The last fight just happened. How are you feeling right now?
Last show for the year. Pretty tired. 15 fights tonight, but pretty happy with how it ended up. Some great fights. Shout out to Josh Warner, who matched another epic card.
Overall, you know, the Demolition shows are always entertaining. There's a fantastic kind of spread of the talent that's going on. And before I ask you this next question, I want to ask you, you're a very active man. If you come to a Demolition show, you see you all over. You're in the crowd a little bit. You come up back here, up where the fighters are. Do you get much of a chance to actually kind of sit and enjoy and watch the show, or is it all running around for you?
Most of it's running around. I commentated, I think, 3 fights tonight, so that was fun. I'm not a great commentator, but I like to jump on there because it's my way of actually watching a few fights. What I do tonight at about 5 a.m. is I jump on Fight TV. I buy it again and I watch it from start to finish. So I won't sleep tonight. That's my relax. We'll go to Speedy's Pizza tonight, the whole team, till about 3 a.m. and I'll go home and rewatch it. And that's where you get excited. You can't really relax as a promoter with so many people in the crowd, so many people upstairs, 19 different teams. You've got to make sure that you look after everybody, including your staff.
So as me also being boots on the ground and being out in the crowd watching, I didn't get a chance. I didn't know you were commentating some fights. What fights did you get a chance to commentate tonight?
The first one I did was Tyrone Arvin, and then I did bits and pieces of a few others because I kept getting called away. So I had Tyrone Arvin versus Ada Karadavut. That was the one that I really wanted to jump in and have a look at. Also had a look at Daniel Storis versus James Filipovic. So if you want to see some really bad commentary, jump on and see me do that, and you'll think that is why he's a commentator and not commentary.
That's that's Fight TV. That's where all you can get all the Demolition stuff, all the pay-per-views and all.
Jump onto the comments and click the scammers. Fight TV only. It's the leading app.
I'll tell you what, the Facebook has been going crazy. I knew you guys, I appreciate you guys inviting me out here and having me out here. 7 Demolition Facebook accounts adding me. I didn't realize you guys wanted me that bad.
There is a story behind that because they can't actually jump on and comment on my page. So what they do is they just copy and then pretty much add anyone that they think. And as soon as a mutual friend adds them because they haven't read my multiple posts about the scammers, that's where it kicks off. So apologies to everyone out there that has been bombarded, but I think they do it to every single promotion. I don't feel extra lucky.
I know, as we've established, you're running around a little bit back here, obviously doing your job as a promoter. There was a lot of finishes tonight on the card, a lot of decisive victories, but there was one split decision that stood out tonight, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that fight.
2 of the better, I know exactly which one you're talking about, Alan Yuen versus Rory Daff.
Yes, sir.
It's 50-50 talking to the crowd, because I always like to say, hey, how did you think that went? Really close fight. I'll say that's not the last time that those guys will fight. I don't think an immediate rematch will happen. I don't like doing immediate rematches in amateur, but I think down the line, whether it be in pro, they'll fight again.
Now, talking about in amateur and in pro, Jet Fisher announced tonight, after picking up fantastic performance by Jet Fisher, may I add, he goes out there, he puts on a fantastic show, and it's announced he's turning pro. What are your thoughts on him turning pro?
Not sure about that just yet. I don't think he's actually turning pro. I think he's defending his title on March 2nd.
Oh, my mistake. I apologise. When you're back here, things go over the head a little bit.
No, he's staying. He is staying amateur. I'm pretty sure. Speaking to his father, so it looks like he'll come back and defend. We've got a couple of people that we're looking at. One that they've asked for, and then one from interstate as well. So a lot of people are lining up to fight Jet. So if he does go pro, hey, I'd love to have his pro debut.
My mistake there. In general, what do you think of Jet going pro? As I said, he put on a fantastic performance. Do you see that something, as you said, there's some people lined up. Do you think it's maybe 2 or 3 more performances out and then he makes the jump to pro?
He's 7-2, so just by fights, he probably can turn pro, but he's just turned 19. And you're a long-time professional. So if he wasn't as active, I always believe 6 or 7 amateur fights, but that's generally takes you through to 23, 24, thinking Jonathan Mikulev, Webb. They all had 5, 6, but they were mid-20s. Jet's 19. He's got a long career ahead of him. I'll 100 support if he wants to go pro. and I'll support Primal. But yeah, that's up to them. He's got an amazing coach. So whatever they decide, Demolition will support him, like we do every fighter on the card.
Talking about, we're talking about a lot of pros now. The top two fighters on the bill, or the top two fights on the bill. Return of pro to Demolition. I've been very fortunate to cover 3 events. This is the first show with pros. How was it to have pros back?
Fantastic. We always try to have pros on every card, and as everyone knows, you book 6 or 7, you end up with 5 or 6, and that's the same with us. What we try to do is have 2 or 3 pro fights on every show, and moving forward, we'll always try to have at least 1 or 2 pros. That is part of our business plan. We want to have 13 amateur and a couple of pros. We want to create a space where our amateurs will come through and then debut with us. That's what we want to do. That's what Club Italia is about. That's what Demolition Fight Series is about. Myself and Lisa have spoken about it. Could I go full pro? You bet I could. But what we want to do is grow the amateur side of the sport and then have somewhere for guys like Balhas, for guys like Sharapov to come back, have a fight with us, and you know what? They can stay forever, or they can go off overseas or whatever they want to do. If you have a look at Pat Hill versus Mel McDowell, Mel McDowell was 7-2, and he was our current amateur bantamweight champion. Gives that up, goes pro. Didn't go his way. Pat was amazing, but that debut, that fight, anywhere in the country deserves to be on any show.
Last question for you. I do appreciate your time. You mentioned this is the last show for the year for Demolition. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the year. How has 2023 been for Demolition Fight Series?
If you go through every fight card, we're getting better and better. I have the best matchmaker, I believe, in Australia, in Josh Warner. Does an amazing job, puts up with me and Lisa. Obviously, I'm not just the promoter, I'm the co-promoter. My wife is heavily involved as well. So Josh has to put up with us too, and I not that I'm hard to work with, but I can be demanding, and we've got a great relationship. And yeah, he's doing an absolute amazing job.
Awesome. Congratulations on a fantastic year, and thank you very much for having me. I always appreciate coming down to a show, and thank you for talking to me.
And I want to thank Fight News Australia on covering Demolition Fight Series. Mate, you are welcome back each and every card.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate your time. Well done. Thank you.